This is the era of digitization, or rather, should I say, digital identification, and technology, of course. In this new era, people seem to use a lot of digital resources. In the university campus, often students are seen to use various digital screens, technologies, and devices for their study purposes. I guess they're using internet hugely as well. The abandoned book and the tendencies of the students made me think, what are the resources students might be using for their study purposes. As the abandoned book is seeming to be an important resource for the digital media students, I also went through it and I got curious that in between digital and printed resources, what is more preferable resource for the digital media students and why? First, I wanted to understand what are the researches has already been done on this area. And for that, I went through several scientific papers, books, and journals to understand the situation. Then I decided on my investigation process. I took interview of 6 digital media students who were in the verge of finishing their master, bachelor, and PhD theses. I conducted survey for all the digital media students from Hochschule für Künste and from University of Bremen. I also interviewed a renowned professor of digital media department of University Bremen.
What I assume they are using, I, I assume in the sense of hoping they are using books, but I assume in the sense of being more realistic, they are using the internet. And you would be surprised how wide the spectrum is of what they're using.
After analyzing the interviews and the survey, I have realized few points. Students are inclined towards internet resources and the main reason is convenience. Accessibility from any location, possibility to find any possible information in less time by using search function, online softwares available for academic usage, online platforms, blogs for discussing technical and non-technical issues, situations, problems and solutions, scientific research papers, journals which are present in the internet, and it takes less time, energy and care to find a solution from an online resource. Possibility to carry 1,000 different kinds of books in a digital device. 50% of all the participants use printed resources for gaining theoretical knowledge, and the reasons are reliability of information in books, possibility of taking notes, marking important information on books, precise reading because of index search, comfortable reading from actual printed papers. But the percentage of printed journal scientific paper usage is very low. The problems with digital resources are as follows. Reading long from digital screen is exhausting. Online information are not reliable as most of them are not validated. It is possible to get lost in the huge amount of online data. Online entertainments are distractive. The problems with printed resources are many printed books can't be carried because of heavy weight. It takes longer to find a solution from books. It is expensive to buy books if they are not available in the library. More time, effort, energy, and care are needed to understand a topic or to find a solution from a book. Finding a book in the library is a process of more time and effort. Not all the students feel the need of internet information validation. The program structure of digital media is dividing the path of the students as per their interest, and they are not being able to share a common identity. As this is an interdisciplinary educational discipline, the idea of important resource differs from one professor to another. Almost all the students get influenced by their professor for choosing their resources. The other influences come from classmates, colleagues, and friends. The influence towards digital resource usage is higher than the printed resource usage. Many participants feel content by the information from their first online search result. As this is the era of digitization, students think they know what digital media is, but I am not sure if the way they perceive the matter is the only way to perceive it. I have some suggestions which might help some of these situations. For bachelor and master students, some crash courses or workshops about internet education can be organized, where they will learn about the pros and cons of online resources, how to handle and validate internet data, and how to search in order to fetch the needed information. As our study matter is very vast and the paths of the students would differ eventually, at first it's needed to provide them a common identity, a common vision. My suggestions are: at the beginning, some mandatory courses are needed which will teach the bachelor and master students about what is digital media, which subjects and areas come under it, and from which different directions how digital media can be perceived. The professors can come together and find or write a textbook or handbook guideline with the introduction, needed information, and different directions. They should decide together the set of resources on various topics to suggest the students. Also, some professors can come together and instead of a textbook can produce a website in the same context. That is, the introduction, basic knowledge which students should have about digital media, different directions from digital media, the list of important resources, and examples of how digital media can be perceived. The content of the website should be controlled and maintained by a dedicated group of people. A residential library will be useful. E-readers have to be improved in such a way that people don't feel exhausted while reading e-documents for a long time. A validated symbol on web pages will be great help for the academic usage.